Welcome back to Super Mario Odyssey. We're headed back to the Cap Kingdom and the Cascade Kingdom today because the game wouldn't let me properly play these levels until now, so here we are.
Every time I see this level, I just think this is Halloween.
This is kind of well timed for the Halloween season, even though this is like the least spooky game ever.
I
aside
know,
from this level,
especially because Luigi's Mansion exists.
Man, I do want to play Luigi's Mansion really badly. So
Sucks that the 3DS. I should really get the 3DS version before that becomes absurdly expensive.
I don't know if that's a good version of the game. They did just put Luigi's Mansion on Nintendo Switch Online GameCube.
Oh, and they're also putting Dark Fate on there, so never mind. I guess that should be fine then.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can just play that because you have the expansion pass for
Actually,
GBA.
no, I can't because I don't have GameCube.
It's on the expansion pass, which I know you have GBA, Nintendo Switch Online.
But I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2 for GameCube.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't realize that was only Switch 2.
Yeah.
That's kind of lame.
Yeah. We have Mario Galaxy on Switch 1, but we can't have GameCube games.
Well, this is what Sailing the Seven Seas is for, my friend.
I can't sail the seven seas. I can't think of a good excuse.
Anyway, so as I was talking about last part, I'm going for all of the purple coins because I want to show off what I think is like one of the bigger aspects of the game, which is like the touring the world, the traveling the world kind of vibe, the road trip kind of vibes, I guess. And you can't have road trip vibes without useless trinkets and just random shit that you buy on the road. So
see, that's what was the downfall of this game for me. Is these worlds are dense. So dense that I think I had like most of my fill of this game after the desert world, and that's when I stopped. So I played that. I got a ton of stars in it, way more than what was needed, and I was like, that was fun.
I mean, I always tell people when they go to play this game, play it until you're personally satisfied. This is like the same thing with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Just like play till you're like kind of done with it because they're humongous games. And I don't really ever recommend going for completion in this. Like there's a lot of good stuff you might miss out on, but you're going to be playing a lot of good stuff anyways if you're going for like any amount of moons. So, you know, it's like, I don't know. I think it's kind of better to treat this game just kind of play it to beat it and do whatever you find along the way. And that'll make it more interesting for replays later on, where you can like discover more different moons.
It definitely affects this game way more than something like Breath of the Wild, or at least Breath of the Wild, you're gonna at least beat the main story. How many side quests you do and how much world exploration you do, that's what's gonna be more up to you. But in this game, sure, you can go and beat Bowser and get to that point, but I don't think most people feel compelled to do that. Unless I'm just a weird one.
You say I think you are the weird one because like I don't get like yes, you're going to beat Breath of the Wild because I know many people that have not beaten Breath of the Wild but have like 80 hours in that game. So you know, they just never went and did the end.
I guess I feel more compelled. I guess all I can say is, at least me personally, I feel more compelled to save Zelda than save Princess Peach.
I think what we need to realize is you hate platformers.
I am not a platforming fan. I am a Sonic fan. There's a difference.
That is true. It's because Sonic isn't really a platformer. It's more of like a rhythm game.
I don't know where you're going with this, but sure.
It's a bunch of scripted events. It's a bunch of QTEs. You're basically just pressing the right button at the right time, reacting to shit. It's basically a rhythm game.
I want to argue, but I don't want to derail this. So you know what? I'm gonna just say you're right for once and move on.
But yeah, we got off topic a little bit. I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind forever now. Yeah, I hope you realize. But we got off topic a little bit. The reason you need the purple coins is because this is how you buy like the outfits and the stuff to like put on your Odyssey. And I just really, that's like my favorite aspect of this game is just all the different outfits you can get and stuff. It's just so fun to see what kind of outfit will fit the kingdom, I guess, for Mario. And there's a lot more than just like the one specific outfit per kingdom. So,
I never got to take control of the flying Goombas, but I'm glad it looks like you can just fly infinitely, which is a
you
breath
can fly
of fresh
infinitely,
air.
but you can fly infinitely, but only up to a certain height. From where
Yeah,
the
and you know
Goomba
what?
was
That's enough
originally.
freedom because I am tired of gaining the ability to fly for short durations, and I just feel stressed trying to do it instead of free.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, this is the
Understandable.
closest I feel to playing as Tails, and that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, Tails can't fly infinitely.
No, but he has enough to feel like I can go somewhere. Like,
All right, so
like classic 2D Tails, not like Heroes Tails. Heroes Tails is like the exact problem I have.
yeah, I can see that. But so something
That's
that
right,
you
you little
should
fox.
be...
You're the problem. I hate
What's
you,
this?
you stupid fox.
Oh my fucking god. So something that you should be looking out for in the sub areas, which are just like these little platforming challenges you enter through like a door or some kind of warp zone, like a pipe. There's always a second hidden moon. And I recommend going for those because they always hide them in very interesting ways in the sub areas. There's sometimes they're just like they just require you to look up because you know gamers don't look up. That's a known fact.
In Halo 4, they have like audio logs you can get because of course it does. And in one of the levels, there's an audio log directly behind you, and it took me like 3 hours to find it. Because it's right there at the start, and as soon as you walk outside of the ship that you started in, it like closes, and you can't go back.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
So anyways, Mario.
I was like trying to think of what to say to that.
It's also really
Sorry.
weird that this locks until you go back to it, because all of these are pretty low-level difficulty challenges. And feel like they would have been better to introduce the game with than like even some of the desert areas, which are a little more complicated.
I get kind of why it happened. It's because they had the whole like story sequence where you had to find your ship and then power it up.
Was it so hard to just
before-
have the ship here?
Well, yes, because it's like crashed in an ancient land, the Cascade Kingdom. I don't know why it needed to be, but that's just how they have it.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I was questioning: is did it have to be there? But you answered that, so that made me nervous.
Nah, it's easy. This game is very easy. And that's all the purples for Cap Kingdom, which means we will probably not be here for very much longer. Basically, how I was
Spoilers,
doing
my
it,
goodness.
how I was doing it was essentially just like play the kingdom how you would
That's evil.
on like
I
a
hate
first
that.
playthrough.
I don't
fucked
like
up.
that moon.
It's fine. But yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. They hide them in really creative ways. And here we're getting to see some of the amazing movement. Fuck.
I too like movement. Fuck.
I love movement. Fuck. The combination of cap throwing and diving in this is just like one of my favorite platforming movement options ever. It's so fun. You get to create your own platforms on the fly. That's just fucking dope. Well,
Man, I'm a simple man. I thought the coolest thing I could ever do was the backflip in Mario 64.
Oh, I remember when I discovered the backflip. I was doing it everywhere in Mario Galaxy 2 because that was my first 3D Mario.
I never discovered it in Galaxy 1, or probably the lunge.
The long jump?
Yeah, the long jump.
The fucking lunge. Such a funny name to call it. But no, when I discovered
I did not grow up with
the
Mario.
You guys are gonna see in this this playthrough, the long jump is like my favorite ability in Mario, because I use that shit everywhere. It gets you some extra speed. In this game, it actually carries your speed a little bit. So like when you land on the ground, and you know what? Just to compare, because I know there's gonna be, some controversy over my Odyssey is the best 3D Mario statement. It's for me, I am just a movement guy, and I think Odyssey has the best movement. Other than maybe like 64, but 64 takes a lot more to, master, and it's a lot less consistent, I guess, because there's so many issues with that game because it's so old. But for me, Odyssey just has the best movement, and like compared to Galaxy, especially. Galaxy is like the slowest 3D platformer I think I've ever played. It's so slow, and all of Mario's moves cut his speed, and it's like its saving grace is the spin, which you can use as like a double jump to do some cool skips, and that is satisfying. And I do think the game controls well, but like I don't know. I know they simplified it because of the gravity mechanics, but man, it's a little too simple for me. But this game
outside
it
of
has
a couple
just
levels,
so much
I don't think I
more
really
flow.
noticed the speed cap because everything's really close together.
Yeah. Well, it's not necessarily. It's not a speed cap that I'm talking about necessarily. Like I was talking about with the long jump in this game. When you land on the ground in this from a long jump or any kind of speed, you carry that speed into your running speed, and that feels very satisfying. In Mario Galaxy, pretty much every time you jump and land on the ground, anytime you land on the ground, Mario's speed gets reset to 0, and you have to reaccelerate back up the small, very, very slow top speed that he already has. And especially with the long jumps, they feel very stiff because of that. But that's just like, I know that's a me problem with Galaxy. I know most people don't care about that shit. But to me, this just controls so nice, and you can do so much with Mario that, I don't know, I never stop having fun just jumping around and moving Mario in this. In Galaxy, the fun comes from, the level design, which I can appreciate as well. And I really love the levels of Galaxy and Galaxy 2. But, I like movement. What can I say? What can I say?
Movement is always good. I'm a Sonic fan. I should say that.
Yeah, except for you, because you hate anything. You hate movement.
I like Doom Eternal.
You hate games in which you have to master platforming abilities
Yeah.
to have fun.
Unless it's Sonic.
Well, in Sonic, there's just less to master, unless it's classic Sonic.
Yeah, but I can have fun whether I master it or not. That's, I think, what helps.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. My whole enjoyment with platformers is just becoming as good at it as possible. So that's just a me thing, I guess. I know it's not just a me thing, but it is my appeal for platformers. Is
There's
just
a kid out there who probably got
cool
scared
stuff
by the T-Rex, so did all of this without the T-Rex.
Well, unfortunately, you can't get the hidden moon without the T-Rex.
Well, you don't have to get any of this to progress, so.
Later on in the game, there is in the Wooded Kingdom, you can like drop down and go into like the deep dark. I don't actually remember what the area is called. I know it's not deep dark because that's Galaxy. But there's a T-Rex down there just lurking around in the darkness, and you can always hear him stomping around, and there's no music. So when I played this for the first time, that actually did kind of spook me when I played this game.
Yeah, that is something unusual for Mario.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because the T-Rex is wearing a top hat. Because in this game, you can capture things by throwing your hat on them, but if they're wearing a hat already, you either have to knock the hat off for Cappy to be able to capture him, or you can't capture them at all. And in the case of that T-Rex, you can't really capture it at all until you do some like specific things. So it is just like a thing that's hunting you in the area. And it's stuff like that in this game that I just think this has some of the most variety of any sandbox platformer I've played. You're always doing something different, and they always mix up the gameplay on you in some way. Whether that's through captures or just through like how a level is designed. They kind of like they subvert your expectations a lot in this. And yeah, that's why I like it, and that's why I chose it for the commentary, because I'm pretty sure, like, well, in like Galaxy, I keep bringing that up just because it's like the other Mario game that's on my mind right now, because they just announced like new stuff for Galaxy. There's just a lot of levels. Each level kind of has its own gimmick, and in that way, there's a lot of variety, but there's not a lot of like theming variety, I guess you could say, or I don't know. It still feels at the end of the day very Mario, and it's like environments, its challenges, everything like that.
This one was hard. I did do this one.
Yeah, this shit, you have to hit it in the most specific spot ever.
I managed to get it like my second try by sheer accident, though.
Oh yeah, on my first playthrough of the game, I managed to do it like first try, but every playthrough since I can't do it.
Because you overthink it now. Yeah.
I'm just like, cause yeah, I miss it once, then I'm like, oh shit, what am I doing wrong? And then I try a billion different things. Whee. Yeah, Cascade is it's simple, but it's like one of my favorite areas. It's just kind of a good good map, I guess. Good for platforming and stuff. And it has this, which is effectively an entire like retro Mario level. Which, you know, they do a lot of this like you go into the pipe and it becomes 8-bit Mario stuff, but this is like one of the only times where it's any sort of length. It's kind of like a Sonic level because you're switching between 2D and 3D.
Oh my goodness. So it's actually a Nier Automata clone.
Yes, it's actually a clone of Sonic Frontiers, if you think about it.
Yes.
Chaos Island did it first, obviously.
It was all started at Chaos Island. But Sonic Frontiers is actually just Neon Genesis Evangelion, so really it starts with there.
That's true. Power Rangers.
There wasn't even an attempt to connect it there. You just said Power Rangers, and I guess
Yep.
it's just Power Rangers. All right.
Yeah, it's just Power Rangers.
It. All right.
I want the Super Sentai Mario game.
Yes, I would play that.
Unironically, that would probably go really, really, really hard.
That could be fun.
Oh, we're almost done with
I want
with
a
Cascade
Mario game
Kingdom.
with like the deep story.
That's Galaxy.
I guess that is why Galaxy intrigues me more than a lot of the others. I do like the story of that game.
It is like the only Mario game with any sort of like.
It's one of the things I like about Sonic
theming to
over
the
Mario
plot.
is a lot of the games have plots I kind of care about, or at least did when I was a kid, and that carried me through it.
Yeah, I mean, I think if my logic with like storytelling in video games, because I know a lot of people are like, why do you care about the story? It's a video game. You should care about the gameplay. And I do care about the gameplay primarily, but my argument is if you're gonna have a story in your game in the first place, you should make it good.
Yeah. And just think about all the games where the story is the highlight and the gameplay just kind of sucks, like Silent Hill 2. Or Nier. OG Nier, not Automata.
Yeah.
I should clarify.
Yeah. It's like, I don't understand the logic of, oh, I don't care. Well, I guess I understand not caring about it, but I don't personally get like, oh, I'm not going to criticize this because it's part of the game. You know, I'm
I should
gonna
also
criticize
add that
it if it's
actually
bad.
bad gameplay will not a good story cannot save. That's why I hate Drakengard. But like mediocre gameplay with a 10 out of 10 story, I think, is a good cause.
Yeah, like a good story can elevate things, and I do think that's why like Sony is so focused on fucking like just making cinematic games nowadays, because it's like, yeah, like you can have like pretty decent gameplay, but a lot of their games nowadays feel kind of samey. So yeah, I get why they're focusing on story.
Do you have any particular examples of like a game that has mediocre gameplay but amazing story? Stuff that you played? I'm curious.
Well, I know a lot of like mediocre games that have like just pretty okay stories, and they're like Sonic games.
Yeah, but those ones the gameplay excels
But-
for you.
Yeah.
I mean, a
Well,
game
I'm
with
also- I'm
mediocre
talking,
gameplay
like-
that's okay. That's a good story, you know.
Mm.
I'm just curious if you ever play things like that.
Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything. Because a lot of like the stuff that I play is like we talked about. A lot of the stuff that appeals to me has to have like good gameplay to it for me to want to interact with it, or at least gameplay that I can jive with.
Yeah,
So
No, nothing wrong with that or anything. I was just curious.
yeah, I really am completely blanking on it. So I guess not.
Yeah, it's
I
definitely something I've
only
learned,
play good games.
It's something I've just learned to value a lot in years is how much story affects me in games now. Something I realized after playing like Nier Automata and Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. And it's why I care about, the characterizations of the Sonic characters.
Oh no,
But we'll talk about that next part.
no, we won't.
No, we won't.